This is the Hypothetically Sound podcast,
hosted by Alec, Randy, and Xavier,
where we take a hypothetical look at the world around us,
exploring the what-ifs, maybes, and how comes.
Join in on the unfiltered, raw, and real conversations as we explore the world around us. Hey, welcome back to Hypothetically Sound. Hope you guys are having a good day, because I know we are. As always, I am Randy, joined by my brother Alec.
Don't speak for me. Don't speak about it my daily.
I'm sorry. But anyways, we are back with another look at Apple Music's Top 100. This time we are 98, which is Astroworld by Travis Scott.
Hell yeah.
So you excited? The first hip-hop album, the first rap album on the list?
Yes. And I did not take many notes because it was an experience.
I took the notes. I'm just going to be real. People are going to hate me. I am very critical of hip-hop.
But you have bad opinions, so
yeah.
No one's going to hate you. It's expected. Let's get into the first song. You know what I'm saying? Stargazing. I'm just kidding. Wait, do you have any fun facts like you did last time?
Yeah, I was about to get some.
My bad. I'm hyped.
So Astroworld, stylized in all caps. So when you write out the name, make sure they're in all caps. It's the third studio album from Travis Scott. It was released in 2018. He has a ton of features on the album, which is fantastic. He has Frank Ocean, he has Drake, Sway Lee, Kid Cudi, he had Juice WRLD, he had The Weeknd, 21 Savage, Gunna, Quavo, Takeoff. Boy was getting everybody on his album, and he got a lot of people to work on the album with him, and it had a lot of bangers. A lot of bangers that most people are going to know. Like, if you enjoy hip-hop or not, you're going to know these songs because they're everywhere. They were on Fortnite. They were on movies. They were in commercials, the NBA, NFL. He was everywhere.
True. He really was.
I think that's enough glazing of Travis Scott. And now we can get into Stargazing, the first track on Astroworld.
Bro, it's stargazing. Anyways. Oh my goodness.
Sorry, the glazing was too much.
Clearly. Stargazing, man. Strong start to the album. I've said this a lot, but like it is a strong start. It's an 8 out of 10 for me. It shows everything you're gonna get from Travis, in my opinion. You got his like alien sound to it, you got his penmanship. It's sonically pleasing to me. Everything that Travis has to offer, Stargazing shows off very well. In my opinion, of course. I'm sure yours might vary. But the Stargazing was a good, strong start. If you start up the album and don't like Stargazing, you should probably.
So, my first take is song bumps. Like, the beat, everything bumps. And it's fantastic. I said, I don't know how I feel about voice changers. And this is a boomer take. It hurts my ears sometimes. Just the voice changers and how they're used and like the pitch hurts my ears sometimes. And I know people like it. To me, just voice changers seem unnecessary a lot of the times. And because of his use of it, I haven't been the biggest fan of Travis Scott. Like, I respect him and I understand his place in hip hop. It's just, I haven't listened. Like, I personally haven't listened to this album just because I figured I was going to get a headache listening to it.
No, that's fair. I will say ahead of time, I did take a break from the album. It is a lot at once. It is like an hour.
I listened to all 17 tracks straight through.
That's crazy. It is a lot. It is a lot to take in. Your brain overloads very.
Oh yeah, simply. And you'll hear my notes as we go on, and that's part of the experience and the journey. Like, I've changed it for some albums, but at least for the first like 5, I listened to them straight through. And you could tell halfway through that I did get kind of like burnt out. I did say for the most part the song bumps, but I did give it a 6 out of 10. But then I got tricked and thought the next song started. Really like the second half. This one slides, the flow, the beat just got great. I got caught in the song 8 out of 10. So the song originally was going to get 6 out of 10, and then it was like, nah, I got you, homie, and it gave me an 8 out of 10.
Interesting. Speaking of getting to the next song, Carousel. Boy, Yeah, that shit stink in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. It wasn't bad in the first half. Frank Ocean's feature was nice. All that. The second half, boy, did that shit stink. Oh my god. I gave that shit a 6 out of 10, bro. That one was... And I love Frank Ocean. I thought the feature was better than Travis' part.
Mm-hmm. I said it takes a bit for the song to get going. Not bad when it does get going. And I said I'm not sure how I feel about the beat as a whole. And I think what I meant by that is when it's not bad. It's gets going is obviously Frank Ocean's part. Side note, because I was listening to Spotify and looking at track list on Spotify, I didn't realize all of the features he had. And so, like, I'm sitting here for the first couple songs, and I'm like, why is he sounding so much different? Like a boomer. And then I was like, wait. And I put up his track list on somewhere else, and I was like, oh, it's because that was Frank Ocean. I was like, I thought that was. I didn't know if Travis Scott could sing, but I guess. But I gave it a 5 out of 10. And I said, people may hate me for this. And you'll hear me say this multiple times on this track, on his like album. I hate his ad-libs. I hate ad-libs in general. And so, yeah, 5 out of 10 for Carousel.
That's fine.
Frank Ocean was the only saving grace and the only reason to get lower.
Yeah.
The next up is obviously the song that this album is known for. The biggest hit, I would say, so far. Sicko Mode by Travis Scott featuring Drake.
Yeah.
I'll let you go first.
I put the meme aside. I put the overplay aside and analyze it as a song. And honestly, the hype, worth it.
Yeah.
Big hit of the album. Again, I understand that it turned into a meme and it was overused. And at this point, like, listening to Sicko Mode is kind of like, But as a song as a whole, the first time I heard it, I recalled that moment as well. Drake features fantastic. Travis's part's fantastic. Beat switches. Everything is unique and nice and cohesive, and it blends beautifully. There's both their styles, like everything. Like Travis shows that he can work with people really, really well. Drake obviously is a hit maker. 9 out of 10. Fantastic song. Like overall, just like as a song, it is just fantastic.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say the same. As a whole song, I go into it like it's the first time I listen to it. Like we'll start there. 9 out of 10. There's a reason it's a hit. Drake skates on it. Travis skates on it. The beat is amazing. Everything about the song is amazing. Now let's get into it as a replayable thing and hearing it so many times. Like I said, obviously it's great beat, great flow. Everything about the song is great. But after so many listens, is like the beat change, the dramatic beat change, isn't as amazing as it was the first couple times you listen to the song.
See, that's the thing, though, is the only reason you feel that way is because it was so good that people just wouldn't stop playing it.
100%. You know, when I haven't listened to the song in a while and it pops on and then it happens, you're like, fantastic. But if it gets replayed at all, you're just like, okay, come on, let's get to the good.
I was gonna say, I also don't want to say like the beat change, like in general, or it isn't of that spectacular as you said. It is just the type of music that is presented to you, and the type of music that is repackaged and presented to you makes it seem like a unique change. Like going from Travis's part to his like again alien-like sound to all of a sudden Drake's flow hitmaker sound was just good. It's just good. It just
and then the question I had, Kendrick and Drake beef aside, like just pretend that is in its own universe. Is this song as good without Drake? If he gets anybody else, does this song become as popular, or is it as good without Drake?
It depends on who he gets. I think it won't. I don't think it would be as big, but yeah, it'll be pretty good.
Okay, I was just curious. Like, listening to it, I was like trying to picture someone who can come on and be like do what Drake did with Travis Scott, and both of them sound so good and dynamic. And I was trying to figure out who could do something like that. I didn't come up with anybody.
I don't know. There's a lot of surprise features that just do really well that I honestly think could do it. I just think Drake's such a big name and is good at what he does that a lot of people, when they hear something that he does, you instantly go like, "Oh, that's Drake." You know, he's just too big. There's no one that does it like him, type deal. You know.
No, I agree. Okay, that's enough Drake. I was just curious, a note that I made, so I just wanted to get your take on it.
Cool.
After sicko mode, we head to track number 4, which is Rip Screw, R.I.P. Screw. I didn't take many notes. I said it's a chill, smooth track. I gave it a 6 out of 10. Again, 6 isn't bad. It means like I would listen to it if it came on my radio or my Spotify, and I would listen to it, but maybe not just like rap along with it.
Yeah. Rip Screw's track, obviously paying homage to DJ Screw, Houston DJ, where Travis is from. The song featuring Sway Lee, it's nice. And I don't feel like it's supposed to be more than that. Like it is a homage track. 7 out of 10.
Yeah. Then we moved to track number 5, Stop Trying to Be God, featuring Kid Cudi and Stevie Wonder.
Bruh. Just the feature list is nice.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah.
You told me that. I didn't like. I had heard this song before. Listening to the album, like I wish I knew about it beforehand.
Yeah, I will say, when you like Randy said, the track list didn't have features on it, and you had to look it up. So I listened to it, and I look at lyrics when I do listen to the songs and stuff, just to read along. And I didn't process the fact that like the features on Genius are there for a while. And yeah, I saw Kid Cudi and Stevie Wonder and also James Blake. I was like, could be great. Could be real good. Stop Trying to Be God seems kind of like a caution track to other rappers and self, possibly. Try not to gain this like God complex and be aware of like your fame.
Yeah, agree.
Obviously with the features of the Hum Master himself, Kid Cudi, harmonica performance by Stevie Wonder on the track, and then the bridge from James Blake. It's nice. It's an 8 out of 10 for me.
I also gave it an 8 out of 10. I said I like this style of music from Travis. Maybe it's just my style of hip hop, but I really enjoyed the song. Kid Cudi, Stevie, everything was just fantastic about it. There's I think there's room for improvement because I gave it an 8 out of 10, but I think it's a very solid song. I would definitely put it on one of my playlists.
Yeah. Nice, clean. I'm actually pleasantly surprised by your review, Randy. I was surprised.
Thank you.
Yeah. Next song is No Bystanders. That's why I feel like it's going to start going downhill.
No.
Really?
Not yet, at least.
It's a track that starts with the late Juice WRLD. Great to hear his voice, as always. And it also features Sheck West, who, fun fact, after this song was released, signed the next day, I believe, or within like 3 days, to Travis's label.
Nice.
They interpolate. I can't say this word. Interpolation. The interpolation. 3-6 Mafia's Tear the Club Up. And yeah, I thought it was decent. I gave it a 7 out of 10. Again, it isn't much more than what is kind of just like presented to you.
Yeah.
It's just a nice little track that has a little bit of hype to it.
I said I like the sample. I like his flow on the track. The last 2 tracks make me like Travis Scott more. And I said, let's see if this keeps going. I got it 8 out of 10.
Nice. The next track then would be Skeleton.
Yep. Featuring Weeknd and Pharrell.
Yes.
So,
and Kevin Parker.
So before, again, this is before I looked up features on it. I think this is when I started looking at features. I said I thought Kanye was featured on the track. When I first, for some reason, when I was listening to it, and I said, this is the 3rd time I thought someone else was rapping. And so I thought it was Travis just switching up his flow. Because I said Travis Scott does a good job of using different flows. And then I'm like, no, like, that's not Travis. Like, I'm like, at this point, like, because I'm just listening through, I'm just like, no, that's not Travis. Like, I'm not that dumb. And then I looked up and was like, oh, okay, these are featuring people. Damn Spotify, making me think I'm dumb. But yeah, I gave it a 7 out of 10. I thought it was a good song.
I gave it a 7.5 out of 10. The production on that's insane, and it's kind of hard not to have
with Pharrell,
and stuff. Yeah, it's insane. Yeah, it's 7.5. Again, a lot of his songs to me are literally just kind of what he just gives you. You know, they're just some tracks to listen to, probably when you're smoking or something.
Mm-hmm.
This is also where I took a break.
Okay, this is where I kept plowing through. The next track is tied for my favorite on the album with Sicko Mode, which is Wake Up featuring The Weeknd.
Also, fun fact, also tied for top rating of the album for me.
Again, and it comes into bias, I guess. I'm a really big fan of The Weeknd. I just like his voice and his style on tracks. Obviously, I knew Sicko Mode coming in. Wake Up was another song that I knew coming in. And I said this is one of my favorite songs coming into the album. I think Weeknd and Travis make a great team. Plus, it's just an overall great track. Gave it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, I coming back from the break on the album, which was only about 30 minutes. But I wasn't expecting that level of tempo, man. Weeknd slides on the track as he does. The beat and flow of each of these guys are just kind of impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 9 out of 10. We move on to 5% Tint.
Indeed.
Got anything to say about it, man?
I said this track is more along the lines of what I thought Travis music was.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it fits more of his unique sound, like his sound. I gave it a 7 out of 10. So I liked it. I thought it was a good track. I can't say that for the next couple songs coming up, but yeah, this is what I think Travis Scott music should sound like or does sound like for the most part. And I could be wrong because I don't know him that well.
Yeah, my dumbass just put good beat, flow, everything. I like it a lot. No other explanation. 8 out of 10. And I feel like I should start figuring something out because that's crazy. Past me is insane. But that's okay because we are going to get to NC-17, which you mentioned earlier about you hating ad-libs in general. And fun fact, my first note of the song, ad-libs the song.
Also we should note that this is featuring probably one of my least favorite artists, by the way, as well. Yeah. It features 21 Savage.
21.
And my notes are very quick and precise.
Yeah.
I am a hater. I hate 21.
21.
Never been a fact. Track is blah. 5.
21. Yeah, I think even with the ad libs, I do enjoy 21 Savage's music. And like they each have their own style of stuff. I liked it. It wasn't that bad. It was 7 out of 10. Like I do have a worse song on the album. I think that is tied for second worst though, with like No Bystanders and stuff. I believe.
Nobody. Oh,
if you just kind of like release your mind and don't think, it's good. You can do stuff.
You didn't like. What did you give No Bystanders? What Juice WRLD?
I gave No Bystanders just 7 out of 10. That's how. Yeah, I gave it a 7.
Oh, did you? And you gave this a 7. Yeah. I was thinking. I was like, so nothing on yours is lower than a 7.
Yep.
Okay, 5 is my.
Just kidding. I do have one that's lower than a 7.
Speaking of,
which is Astro Thunder, baby.
Tied for the worst album on the track or on the album is Astro Thunder, track 11. I said it sounds like a freaking filler song. It's like he walked in, they gave him this beat and was like, "Yo, we need one more song on the album," And he was like, okay, and got in a booth and just said whatever. I gave it a 5 out of 10. I did not like it.
See, I was okay with the song. I liked the song. Like, yeah. It felt like he was missing substance. It did feel like he didn't try as hard. It needed like another verse for rap or something. And I think that would have sent it to another level. Like if he just put his pen down on some paper.
Yeah.
I gave it a 6.5 for feeling incomplete. I did come back, and this is a good segue. I thought I added a note. I said it does sound like a precursor to Yosemite, which just so happens to be the next track on the album. It is featuring Gunna, who is mostly on the chorus. Yeah. The chorus fucking slides. Oh my god, the chorus is good. I say that, and it sounds like I'm about to rate it high. It's a 7 out of 10 for me. They feed up, but again, Travis feeds so well off of his features. It's insane.
Yeah.
And the beat choice is perfect. Wasn't ready for Nav at the end of it, but like that's cool. 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm about to glaze this track. Some flows just get you into the song. You just vibe with it. It draws you in, and it's just you and the song for a couple minutes. Man, this was one of those songs. 8 out of 10.
Yeah, Yosemite, solid song. We're gonna move on to Can't Say, which is my personal favorite of the album. Okay, this introduced me to Don Toliver. Okay, it's personal favorite, as I said before. Their styles, Don Toliver and Travis's, go hand in hand. They sound very similar, but also not.
Yeah.
I do, however, feel like in other songs, the feature carried. And even if you go on like YouTube or something and look at the comments, people say like, well, Don's part, Don carried this song. This also, like, Don Toliver came out of nowhere, in my opinion. This was like his biggest hit, like early in his career. It's an 8.5 out of 10. It's not the best song on the album, but it's close. It's just good. I like it a lot.
Yeah. So I want to start with saying I like this song. I do think I started hitting just Travis Scott fatigue at this point. Because I say I need to listen to more Travis Scott that isn't this album. To see if the reverb breaks and the other ad-libs and things he does in his songs that repeat in a lot of his songs are just something he did on this album specifically, or if it is Travis Scott's style. Because I said it gets old to me. It's cool when it's done once or twice in a song or every like few songs. But when it's repeated so often, it just loses that uniqueness to me. And I said this song is a good song. I'm just trying to be nitpicky while listening to the album, especially in a genre that I grew up with. I gave it a 7 out of 10. So I like the song. I'm just trying to I need to figure out more about Travis Scott and style, and maybe I can get over it. But yeah, the reverb breaks that are in like 5 or 6 of these songs just got too much at that point. And then we moved to 14, which was Who What featuring Quavo and Takeoff. So even though I gave Astro Thunder a 5, I did say this was my least favorite feature on the album. While I do enjoy the Migos few songs of theirs, again, ad-libs just drive me nuts after a while. And that's what what they're known for. I think I said again, I don't think I've heard a bad song on the album, just songs that aren't for me. And songs that I want to put on playlists. I did give it a 6 out of 10, so it's not the worst on the album. I just think it's the worst feature on the album.
That's fair. Yeah, I did put that Quavo and Takeoff parts were decent. It was nothing special, but they sound good on the track. 7.5 out of 10.
And before people come and get at me, I don't count 21 Savage as a feature. I'm not. It's
21.
Its own thing.
He has a whole verse, bro. What do you mean?
Yeah, it's his own thing. It's not. It doesn't exist to me.
You're crazy. Anyways, on to the Butterfly Effect, the lead single. Actually, like
that he put on SoundCloud before releasing on his album.
Yeah. It's an iconic 2017 song, just like Sicko Mode. The popularity wasn't as much, but it was iconic. It was played a lot, which is insane. I think it got played way more than like you would think it did when Sicko Mode was literally everywhere.
Yeah.
So it kind of shows the greatness of this song in its hand. And I also gave it a high rating of 8.5 out of 10. It shows the strength of Travis like 100% and expresses his sound in a manner that's like super easily digestible for anyone, in my opinion. So
I did say just like the other 2 radio hits, there's a reason why it was chosen to be single. It's a very catchy song. And I'm only saying this because I wrote it down, but I can say this as like now that I'm not fatigued by Travis Scott. I probably am just being overly critical. Again, I said the song falls victim, like many of the songs on the album, to his same ad-libs. I didn't write down what the ad-lib was, but like I was saying when I was listening to the album, I was talking to you about my ratings. Like I kept saying his ad-libs because they're the same ones. And I just said I don't like, but I did give the track a 7 out of 10. I think it is the weakest of the 3 of Wake Up, Sicko Mode, and Butterfly Effect. I think it's the weaker of the 3, and I just gave it a 7 out of 10.
That's fair. That's fair. For the penultimate song, Houston Fortification. This is Travis putting his pen to work, showing his pen skills, showing that he's not just like a cloud rap, like he's a legit rapper. Gives off 90120 vibes. It's not as good as that. Also, if you haven't listened to it, I recommend that song. It's one of his best songs. It doesn't have like the radio club potential of Sicko Mode or Butterfly Effect, or a lot of the songs that are just on the album in itself. But I'd personally say it's a contender for the best song on the album. I gave it a 9 out of 10.
Oof. I think this is the first one where we hard different. I didn't take many notes on the song. I just said ad-libs again.
Yeah, it just sounds like you weren't listening. You know,
it's possible. It's possible. I could have heard the ad-libs and just zoned out and just listened to the beat, which I do sometimes with hip hop. Is I just listen to the beat. I did give it a 6 out of 10. Like again, it could be fatigue. I'll listen to it again, and if I think it deserves a boost, I'll boost it, and it'll go in my TikTok version. But yeah, I gave it a 6 out of 10. I didn't think it was overly special. I thought there was better tracks on the album. So yeah,
that's fair. That's fair. I won't hold it against you.
And then we hit. It's fair, you know. It's my taste.
That
was really weird. I don't know why I said it like that.
Speaking
of taste, the final song called "Coffee Bean."
Yeah, man, it's the closeout of the album, and I think it's a wonderful surprise. It keeps up with the previous songs, kind of change of pace. The beat was kind of surprising. Like it was not like anything else. It had some elements of like his style, but it was a more traditional beat. Again, he flexes his pen work, and I think it's a pretty revealing and vulnerable song. He's talking about his like relationship and stuff at the time with like Kylie Jenner and all that, right?
Yeah.
I thought it was just very well done. I gave it an 8.5 out of 10.
Yeah. So I want to preference with everything I've said about Travis Scott is I think Travis Scott is insanely talented. Like you could tell I thought he was insanely talented because I thought he was his features. I thought he was just changing his style, his flow to fit these features. So obviously I think he's very talented. I think he can do so much. And I say that on this one. I say it is another one of those tracks where he shows how skillful he is because he can just slide on so many different types of beats very easily. And I just want that more. I just want him to kind of go the way of Kendrick, of Gambino, of Cole, of them, and just show off his immense talent and not just make like popular music. And I gave it a 7 out of 10. Like again, it's a good song. I want more like it from Travis.
That's fair. That's fair.
It's a long album. 17 songs is long.
It is a long album. That is why I took a break.
I definitely have like albums that have more than 10 songs. I've started taking breaks on halfway through just because that's a lot of time to be listening to the same artist and trying to critique it and be critical of it. It's just a lot of brain power that you usually don't have when you listen to music.
Mm-hmm.
But let's get to some interesting things about Travis Scott's album before we end this episode. So
wait, what did you give the overall album?
Oh, overall, yeah, I forgot we had to do overall. Overall, I gave Astroworld a 7 out of 10.
See, that's not too bad. Overall, my median ended up being 8 out of 10 for the album.
Mm-hmm. Like, don't get me wrong, and I agree with how I finished. I do think Hotel California was a better album than Astroworld, so I'm okay with it getting a 7, while Egos have 8. And then I do think it was a substantially better album than Body Talk by Robin, which I gave a 5.5 or gave 5 out of 10. So I think 7 is a very solid spot for it. Because I do think there are better hip hop albums that are to come on the list, and I think there are better hip hop albums that aren't on the list than Astroworld. So I think 7 is solid. I think you said you gave it an 8.
Yeah, 8 out of 10.
Which is solid as well. But yeah, no, some of the so he was nominated for a Grammy in a Billboard's best album and best rap album. Only award he did win was the BET Hip Hop Awards. He won Album of the Year. Interesting note, I mentioned it a little bit when we were talking about Butterfly, but he did release 3 tracks on SoundCloud the year before this was released. He released a track called A Man, a track called Green and Purple featuring Playboi Carti, and then a Butterfly Effect on it. And then obviously Butterfly Effect came on the album. So that was interesting, like marketing choice by the Scott team.
Fun fact, actually, Travis Scott has been nominated for the Grammys 10 times.
Oh wow!
In the most recent Grammy award, he performed at the Grammys, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he performed his song "Fiend." In it, there's a lyric that says they slept on me 9 times after getting snubbed again, or I don't know if it's actually snubbed, but after losing again, he changed the lyric mid-performance to they slept on me 10 times. So, because it was over Utopia. And he's one of the few artists that has come out and admitted that he actually does care about winning a Grammy.
Mm-hmm.
He references it as like you play football to win the Super Bowl, you play basketball to win championships, you do music for award. So
no, yeah, and I agree. I like you do music to make money, to show your art, and you do want to be. It's like in acting, it's like football, it's like basketball. You want especially in music, it is a personal competition. You want recognition of your work. Like if I performed in a play and no one clapped at the end, I would be kind of upset. A couple more interesting things, just because it's fun to talk about some of the things surrounding the album. He did go 4 times platinum in 2021. And then the year his album came out, he sold almost 2 million units in the US, with almost 500,000 of them being pure sales. So actual records. But he did lose out as the top selling hip hop album that year to Kamikaze by Eminem.
Yeah, I'd be pissed off that.
Yeah, it wasn't the great album, but you tell Eminem sells. But like it's a good like place to be. Like there's a lot of albums that came out. Like you're still competing with Drake, you're competing with other people. So to be number 2 is not a bad place to be in the hip hop world.
True.
And then last note, Astroworld, the name of the title is a reference to the 6 plagues park that was in Houston called Six Flags Astroworld.
Dope.
Yeah. So it's that time, Alec. As always, with every podcast episode we do, the people love it, they crave it, they want it. Shout out time.
Yeah, shout out to all the people that know random animal facts that just so happen to like be relevant at the time you decide to like bring it up. You know those weird, those
like
kind of weird
kangaroo,
people,
like
yeah, where they're like, "Oh man, I just stubbed my toe and broke it in 14 places." It's like, hey, did you know that marsupials can also stub their toe and break it in 18 places, but they can just put it back together? Like some weird shit, you know? Like why is this like it's relevant? Yes, but why? You know what I'm saying?
So basically, you're saying if you are Josh from Mythical Kitchen, shout out to you.
Sure, I don't know what that is, but yeah, hell yeah. Shout out to Josh,
the main cooker on Mythical Kitchen, and like he just throws out
random Randy?
Facts. Mm-hmm.
I guess that he was a cooker on Mythical Kitchen just based off of the name. I don't know what Mythical Kitchen is.
It is a Random Links like spinoff.
Okay.
It's the people that make their food for them in their videos.
Well, shout out to Josh too, I guess. Specifically.
Well,
specifically that Josh. Not all Joshes. This isn't a Fred situation. Only that Josh on Mythical Kitchen. Okay? All the other Joshes, gonna have to wait your turn.
Fair. It's fair, I think. Anyways, as always, thank you guys for listening.
Hell yeah.
We move on to the next album in the next episode, 97, Rage Against the Machine.
Hell yeah.
I'm excited. It was a great album.
Hell yeah.
And until next time, we hope you guys enjoyed. As always, you know where to like and follow and comment. Just do the thing. Share with your friends. Share with us. And until next time, have a great day.
Yeah.
Deuces.
Bye.
I'm never listening to an album all the way through again. Too much. Thank you for listening to Hypothetically Sound. We hope you enjoyed the episode. All episodes can be found at hypotheticallysound.podbean.com, as well as on Apple, Spotify, and Pandora. For full unedited video versions of the podcast, please visit us at youtube.com/hypotheticallysound.